controlled half the city's economy and was rumored to have his hands in both legitimate and shady dealings. I was so screwed. I had just threatened to gut his wife. The misunderstanding was cleared up faster than I expected, mainly because Damian Knight, while terrifying, wasn't an idiot. With a single wave of his hand, the men who had been pointing guns at me transformed into the most professional team of paramedics, gently lifting the woman onto a waiting stretcher. An accompanying medical team rappelled down from one of the helicopters and immediately took over. I let out a sigh of relief, tucked the bloody eyebrow razor into my purse, and stood up, dusting off my pants. Well, since the cavalry has arrived, I'll be on my way. I glanced at my watch and my heart sank. Only 10 minutes left until my blind date. The guy was a premium catch my mom had meticulously selected, an elite professional who'd worked on Wall Street with a six-figure salary. If I was late, my mom would lecture me for a year straight. "Wait!" Damian called out. He had already regained his composure, looking every bit the untouchable CEO, though his eyes now held a flicker of curiosity as he looked at me. "But you said on the phone." "A tactical threat." I cut him off. "If I hadn't scared the hell out of you, would you have deployed your helicopters? The ambulance is still crawling along the freeway." Damian was silent for a moment, processing the logic. Then he pulled a gold-embossed business card from his jacket and held it out to me. "Damian Knight, I owe you one." I didn't take it. My hands were covered in blood. I'd only smear it. "No need, Mr. Knight. Saving lives is instinct, even if I'm currently suspended." I gave a self-deprecating laugh. "Instead of a favor, could you have one of your men give me a ride to the Sterling Cafe? I'm about to be late." Damian raised an eyebrow. "A blind date?" "Obviously," I said, gesturing to the designer tweed suit I'd worn for the occasion, which was now wrinkled and stained with blood. A ghost of a smirk played on his lips. "Get in, I'll drive you." It turns out, arriving at your blind date in a Rolls-Royce definitely makes a better impression than taking the subway. If only I didn't smell faintly of blood. Damian drove himself, handling the car like a Formula One racer, impossibly fast, yet impeccably smooth. "You said you were suspended?" he asked suddenly. I watched the city blur past the window and grunted in affirmation. "Yeah, pissed off the wrong people. Sometimes in a hospital, saving a life is the wrong thing to do." He didn't press further. The car pulled up to the cafe right on time. "Thanks," I said, hopping out without a backward glance. I heard the window roll down behind me. "If you're in trouble, use that number." I waved a hand over my shoulder and rushed inside. At that moment, I had no idea how much that promise was worth, nor did I have any idea what kind of freak I was about to meet. When I found table 18, the so-called elite professional was impatiently tapping his watch. He was decent looking, I guess, but the shrewd, calculating glint in his eyes immediately put me on edge. I didn't waste time with small talk and sat down. "Sorry, something came up on the way. I was delayed." The man looked me up and down. His gaze lingered on my blood-stained sleeve and disheveled hair, his brow furrowing in disgust. "Alex, right?" he began, his tone dripping with annoyance. "You're a full 30 seconds late." I was speechless. Was this guy for real? "And what's with your outfit?" he continued, pinching his nose with a napkin. "You smell strange. I thought you were a doctor. Don't you people care about hygiene?" I took a deep breath, fighting the urge to throw my glass of water in his face. I had to save someone on the way here. Didn't have time to change. "You must be Kevin? The matchmaker said you're in finance." Kevin scoffed, puffing out his chest. "That's right. Just back from Wall Street. We don't need to talk salary. You wouldn't understand the complex financial models anyway." He picked up the menu but didn't offer it to me, flipping through it himself. "Since we're both here, let's get straight to the point. I have very high standards